What's happening, good people? Welcome, welcome. Appreciate y'all joining the group, and the show is about to kick in and start. It is your main man, your host, your life coach, your author, and your good confidant and friend, Mr. Andy Brown, giving it to you live right here on the Online Happy Hour. This is another wonderful day. It is Thursday, November the 5th, 2020, and I'm excited to bring together another broadcast today. This is going to be a real brief one, a quick short one, because I got a couple technical difficulties, but I'll probably have to work this out and hit y'all back a little bit next week. So we're going to see what we can do to make some moves and make some things happen. I want to send a shout out to all the folks who've been patiently waiting for the results to come in for the presidential election. Kind of like somebody sitting around waiting for the results of an STD test, and I get it. Y'all have been in those situations, so you know how to ride this thing out. So each and every Tuesday and Thursday, I'm going to give y'all some good game and give y'all some good insight. The call-in number, as always, is 847-47-ILIFE. Again, 847-474-5433 is the chime-in number. So I'm pretty excited about what's going on today with the election. Is what it is, man. You got to sit back and just watch the drama which is unfolded here in the United States. So America has really shown its cards. It's shown its true colors. So, I mean, what can you do? You know, you can ask all the questions that you want, but the answers are right here in front of you, folks. Don't be surprised by the results that you're going to get. You know, don't be in awe of what's going to happen. You already know what's going to happen. So, I mean, don't even get brand new on this. We're a little bit better than that. We're a little bit better educated, and you have better sense to know that what is going on? Oh, my God, I can't believe it. Yes, you can. You're being had, you're being played. We all are. So get with it, chime in, give me some of this, and we're going to talk about this tonight. I think this is going to be a really good topic because regardless of your color, your creed, your age, you've been seeing a lot of different things intertwine here and happen. And a lot of that's really dealing towards the connection or lack thereof of what we're seeing, not only in the presidential election, not only in the states that go across the board, but also in our home front. You know, we talked about what's going on with the election last week, and I don't want to continue to, squeeze the juice out on all that. Your local televisions are going to give you enough insight on that one as it is. But let's talk about some things that make a little bit more dominating sense in your life and your lifestyle. So I want to chime in on that one as we dive off into this topic today. We're approaching the weekend. But before I do that, let's go ahead and put the disclaimer out there. The thoughts and ideas displayed today on the Online Happy Hour do not reflect those who may be chiming in on different social media platforms. But what it does reflect are those who are on this particular platform, engaged, enlightened, and empowering and learning and teaching us in different ways about different situations that we already know. So we're just going to elevate that insight just a little bit higher and put ourselves in a better light. As we talk about this topic tonight, we talk about broken relationships. I mean that, broken relationships. Broken as in past tense, broke including relationships, and broke moving forward with relationships. So just look at it as broke in relationships. I'm going to expand on this so profoundly. You know what's crazy, man, is that this is a topic that has gotten hit so hard and was so real that this put me out of a group, right? I came so thorough with this, man, and I didn't even realize it was that serious. But when you look at it as in true totality, right? People don't want to accept truth. You don't want to accept truth. You don't want to accept truth what's going on with this presidential election. You don't want to accept truth in what's going on in our surroundings and in our world. And you for damn sure don't want to accept truth what's going on in your own household, on your cell phone while you're texting and talking to your alleged significant other. Now, why do I say alleged? Because it may or may not be the relationship you think it is. You know, you may be coming in with false representation, and you might not be giving that person your all. Or you are somebody who's sitting back and have no idea that the person on the other end of your phone or your mobile device or any device that you have to communicate is not who they claim to be. We're broken. Some energy is missing. And a lot of that has to do with how we communicate with, to, and for one another. So when I say I got kicked out of a group, there was a post that was made on social media platform, Facebook in particular, that spoke to a situation in reference to, can a woman be in a relationship with a man without any money? Okay. And being the person that I am, I thoroughly laughed at this situation. I mean, I giggled my black ass off. It's hilarious. That the responses came back and people were saying that yes, this could happen. Yes, they were okay with it. And I was going to read some of these comments to you, whether it was yay or nay, and kind of go back and forth on that. But unfortunately, because of my honesty and because I wasn't just making a response to a post just for the likes and for the love, I was going in on the truth, and because of that, I was put out, kicked out the group, man. Isn't that something? It's funny, but it's not, because that in and of itself it's just how you show people that we got to be tired of playing the games. We have to sit back and get away from just creating comments and making posts that don't really make sense and just for the likes and for the loves. Don't do that to yourself. Don't set yourself up for failure, because you begin to agree with the foolishness that's going on. You see what's going on in the social media world. You see it going on in your workplace, and you definitely see it going on with this presidential election. So when I'm talking about broken relationships, let's be candid here, folks. Okay, let's just be candid. Let's be 100. Call in and chime in if you want. You can talk to me about this. I know this needs to be discussed because somebody's going through it right now, and we're making light of it, but it's hurting somebody emotionally as we speak, and that's uncool. Okay, so the post went along the lines of, can a woman actually be with a man that doesn't have any money? Well, there were people that were saying, yes, it can work. That's not a problem. Money's not an issue. And a lot of other posters say, man, I want to show you this, but I was kicked out. I looked for myself in this same group, but I couldn't find it. And it took me a while to look for it, man. But I was kicked out. Like, I was not allowed to come back into this group simply because I made the statement, this needs to be talked about on a real platform. Oh, no. They're thinking as if they're going to be busted out. Well, I mean, it's on social platform. It's right there in front of you. And you need to see this for what it is. Be honest with yourself. I mean, this was my comment. It's not going to work. Why do I say that and be so direct with it? Because eventually problems will occur, right? So he's making money. She's making more money. So in the opinion of one of those two, it may not be enough to satisfy the need, right? It can go either way. And for those of you all who say, well, money doesn't matter, relationships are built on more than just money, that's cute. It is. It's very cute. It's very nice to hear. I don't even know what level or what bar you're playing on that violin, but that's not the case, man. You're not going to be long-term happy in a relationship where there's financial issues and discussions that need to be had on a regular basis. Let me give you the example and the hyperboles that go along with that of why this is an issue, first of all and foremost. Okay, when you're dealing with money. And ladies, if you're listening, let me address this as a male, and I'll come back to you, un momento, por favor. Let me have a quick sip of the Gatorade because I've been a little dehydrated here lately, so hold tight. Yeah, yeah. Let's give you this. Man, I really wanted to lighten you up and show you all what was going on with that group and that post. Over 70 different comments, and it's unfortunate that they won't share with me, but I remember enough to know, and I can go ahead and spit that back out to you. So from a male perspective, ladies, and I need you to receive this. Receive it. Don't combat it. Receive it where it is. Okay. So here's the straight up truth with that. If you're dealing with a man who has no money, okay, no money, you are looking at someone who is financially insecure about his life, and he should be. Okay, there is no defending why he does not have a stream of income coming in and keeping himself afloat. Now, for the married couple, and you all have done some things prior to this, and this is a temporary situation, sure, that's fine. You can work that out. Of course, you are to have and to hold and sickness and health, or until one of y'all start tripping. I think the vows go along the lines of something like that. But if you put yourself in the situation of a man that does not have any income coming in, then there has to be something that he reaches for gain, right? There has to be a level of something that says I'm achieving and I'm winning somewhere. And it could be the sex game. He may put it down. That's just what the masculine alpha male wants to do. He wants to come with it and dominate in some type of way. So he gonna bring the hat, the thunder, and the lightning as often as possible. He may find himself to be quite handy around the home, fixing this and that, um, you know, changing some oil and rotating some tires and fixing some drain pipes and laying some good pipe and putting down some carpet and bathroom tile, whatever the case may be, to keep himself in a dominant area in the relationship, somewhere along those lines. But the fact that the income is not coming as steadily as it may be for her, or as much in frequency, then he's going to have a mental pushback if he was raised in a providing type manner and something along the lines told him that he as a man must provide something along the way. Mentally, he's going to check out and find a position that's going to allow him to be the provider. It is a very, very frustrating situation to be in by design, if the man is not stepping up and being a provider in a financial realm. Okay, we have heard music that has conditioned us that way. We have seen images that have conditioned us that way. We have seen known people who have conditioned us that way. And the operating and working class does condition us that way. So you have to look at that for what it is as a man to be a natural provider, right? If he has children and takes care of those children in his life and is raising those children to the best of his ability, then money is going to be a factor. Okay, you can be the coolest dad and tell all the best jokes and hug your daughters and play ball with your sons and take them on trips and do whatever you do with time wise, but eventually the child is going to get hungry. They're going to grow out of their clothes. Their shoes are going to get too small. They're going to need some medicine. They're going to want to participate in activities. So dad has to provide in other ways. And when that money is funny, baby, it ain't going to happen. It's pressure. And that pressure can cause the frustration, and it can lead down a nasty road if that thing has not been taken care of. So give yourself the opportunity to see it from the male perspective. And yes, I know, ladies, you want to come in and coddle and say, okay, well, he's a good man. He's trying. He's doing all the right things. And sometimes the money just doesn't work. Listen, if you were on here a couple of weeks ago and you heard my good friend Nika Watkins come on and enlighten on that, there's only so much room for potential. And potential pays no bills. Potential can go be a pretty cool roller coaster to ride, but eventually it's going to stop, right? It's just something that is going to happen from the male perspective. He has to see that, okay, and which in turn is going to make him regress, retreat, fall back a little bit, get a little frustrated because he's not in the role of being the provider, right? If she's got the money and she's making things happen and she's paying the bills and she's buying bags and she can miss independent whatever it is that she's doing in her life, and his role is in that relationship is coming down and down and down because she's doing so much, and he's going to be right here. Well, what do I bring to this relationship? I'm not really seeing my value in this thing. So he's going to fall back, and that energy that he's bringing together, he's going to regress and step away from that. And you may be like, why is he acting like this, or why is he tripping? This dude ain't got no money, man. That messes with the psyche. That messes with the ego. So if you're going to tell me out here that a woman is okay with dating a man that doesn't have any money, that is truly false. What's up, Molly? What's up, Chastity? What's up, Nikki? What's going on, ladies? And I want y'all to receive this, man. Hit some likes, hit some loves. Tell a friend about what we're talking about tonight. Tonight's broadcast: broken relationships. Broke in relationships. Okay. Again, falling back to this post that I saw on social media, I wanted to chime in and let you all see the comments that were here, because some folks don't believe, man. People ain't saying that. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And I was going to bring that over here and show you all directly on this screen, on this show, so you can see for yourself. Unfortunately, they kicked me out of the group. It can't be seen anymore. I had to come with some truth, man. It doesn't bother me that I got kicked out of the group. That's not the issue. The issue is because somebody allowed you to just go ahead and be real towards the issue and the topic, it was disturbing to the point that you didn't want to receive the energy that I'm bringing. And another comment that I made was be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself in that situation to say that, are you really going to date a man long term that doesn't have any money? It could be cute because you might be single and, just don't have anybody in your life right now. And, the pillow gets a little cold on the other side of the bed and you're probably tired of sleeping next to your laundry and stuff like that. But that's fine. You want somebody to just occupy some space. But, him having no money has no effect or influence on the bedroom. Unless y'all throwing dollars and making things happen and you got Legs TV antenna for a couple, $40 shots here and there. That's neither here nor there. But what you want to understand from that man's perspective is he's going to mentally tap out and push away because his money ain't there. Okay. Now, it was ladies in this group on this post that were saying a man's money doesn't matter. I can make my own. I've been doing it for so long, and I can buy my own things. I can pay my own bills, and that's cool. Nothing. What I want y'all to realize is that takes nothing away from you. It has no indication on what he's taking away from you. The whole point of the relationship is to add to what you already have. And if somebody is coming to you in a space to where they're not adding, eventually they're going to either subtract or divide. You can't multiply. Listen, if you look, watch this. Mathematically speaking, if I give you the number, let's say you lady, you a bad chick, you a dime, you a perfect 10, okay? And this one dude comes into your life and doesn't bring any value, doesn't bring any money. 10 times what is 10? And you can't change that, right? If he doesn't add any more value to you, whatever it is that you're doing, yes, you got your own car, you got your own crib, you make your own money, you got your own business, you can buy your own shoes and got your own purses, and your closet is full of everything that you've been, that keeps you flying sexy. Got it. But if you're dealing with someone that doesn't have any money and is not bringing any value to what you already have, just how long do you expect that relationship to last? No. A comment was said right here. So if the man is broke, why do they cheat while they're in a relationship? I will not date a man that is comfortable with having no money. He has to have a plan. If that plan doesn't work, I may not be there long. I got you. Real spit. Let's leave that right there. And thank you for the comment. So let's dissect this thing for what it really is, right? If a man is broke, why do they cheat while they're in a relationship? Because they're looking to dominate somewhere else. Okay. That level of where he is says that, okay, I'm in this part, but right now I'm not feeling as if I'm total. He can leave. He can move around, right? He can choose to do that on his own because now he has that option. He probably had the option beforehand, but right now he's seeking a little bit of comfort in a way that he feels appreciated. You know, if that financial thing isn't there and he got his lady over here and he's doing certain things, but he's not doing some of the things that she's talking about. She wants to take trips and she wants to get a new car and she wants to get a new house or buy some new shoes. And, you know, that situation about money comes up and he's not included in that dialogue. You slide his ass over to somebody who doesn't really concern themselves with his money and go ahead and put that thing down. You know, she might be into his fantasy football team that costs him absolutely nothing to join. She's probably involved in maybe something that he's doing, you know, shooting around the pool that probably costs him nothing to do that. He's making comments on social media, and the DM is awful nice because, you know, she's showing cleavage on social. She's doing what she has to do to gain some other attention. And that costs absolutely nothing but time. So he's putting the work in on the other side because he can. You know, the energy, right? We're talking broken relationships, and the energy over there has moved and shifted in a whole different direction. Let's break this thing down to what it really is, man. I want y'all to get this tonight, man. Get some true game. I'm not even drinking nothing heavy. This is called Gatorade, right? It's thirst quenching. I'm rehydrating myself. Just trying to get the body back in shape. So no vodka, no gin, no rum, no liquor tonight. But that shouldn't stop you from pouring one up because I'm dissecting this thing and I'm being real with you. So if you look at, let's be nutritious about this. If you look at what energy it takes when we're talking about cheating, right? You're talking about in a relationship, broken relationships, the energy that you're putting into anything, right? When it takes something to go into, when you're merging energy, it takes more energy to move away from something than it does to stay where it is. So what is the change in the energy? Well, it's not being received. It's not carrying out its proper direction. You're forcing it to do something else. And this young lady says she will not date a man that is comfortable with having no money. You should not date anybody that's comfortable having no money. Whether he has a plan or not, it's all about the execution, right? And that's the truth. She speaks real about this. You're not going to be there long. And people were saying this like, oh, yes, I'll date someone. I see the potential in him. And, you know, it's all to the good. No, it's not. No, it's not. You're lying to yourself. You're lying to that man, and you're asking for some bullshit to happen along the way simply because you were cold. Molly says this. Molly says if he's between jobs, I can see, but just no money. She won't allow it. I don't want to read. I can read exactly what Molly says. She says she can't, and her pussy won't allow it. That's the truth. It's not going to allow it because you're the energy that you're bringing in, real spit, is not going to be received over here. It's on shutdown. I wish they would let me. They put me out this group, y'all. They really kicked me out of the group because I was bringing some truth and I turned it away. You know, you can't sit and lie to yourself and lie to others and think that we're going to get away with this foolishness. We're seeing enough of that on television with this presidential debate and this election going on. You're lying to the people. Quit lying to the people, man. Share this link. Show some love. Talk to me about this. We can call in, we can talk about it, or we can sit right here and chime in and hit me with some more in the chat room and talk about this because this is real, right? You let's look at the diameter and the circumference of what this thing is. Okay, when I say that, I want you all to just picture how this is really looking. Okay, in a circle, If this is everything that you've learned in your entire life, I'm just going to give you this an example. This circle represents everything that you already know in your life, everything that you required in your 10, 20, 30, or 40 years of living. Okay? Everything that you've ever learned is right here. That's a lot of information. Now, you can agree that there is plenty more information out here still yet to be received, right? So, this is the circumference of your own awareness. This is everything that you've already learned. But there is room to grow, there is room for more, and you don't have to stay in that one spot over and over and over again and think the same way. Money's going to change the dynamic of any relationship that you are in. It's going to do it because it puts you in a different way of investing or spending or thought process when you're dealing with finances. It's going to enlighten your outlook of consumption. It's going to change the way your purchasing power, and it's really most definitely going to activate a new level of confidence in what you have to offer. Yes, your walk is going to be different. Your talk is going to be a little bit different. Okay, as they say, your swag is going to be different. So you have to see this thing for what it is, and be honest with yourself, so you can receive that and more. So we're talking broken relationships. Man, I promise you, had they not kicked me out this group, I was going to dissect this thing post by post by post. But that's okay. It just shows that not everybody can handle the truth and be honest with themselves. Now, and I do remember this because it baffled me. There was a young woman, and I can't think of her name because I would bust her ass out. There is a young woman that said that I'm overreacting and that I don't see myself being with anybody because maybe I don't have any money. Okay. Yeah, my money's okay. My money's all right. Here's what we tend to look at, folks. We want to turn the issue back on somebody else when the nerve has been touched. Okay. You don't want to put yourself in a situation to where you're shunning everybody away because somebody touched the nerve and the hit dog starts to holler. No, don't do that. Because you're talking about your finances, and when people get sensitive about their money and about their finances, uh, their demeanor starts to change and their body starts to shift, and they either turn full away, like somebody's about to pick on them, they don't want to look me directly in the eye. You don't want that to be you. So what tends to happen is you want to push and turn the attention on to somebody else so that it eventually doesn't come back to you. No, that's not the case. So I popped off on this young lady, not in a bad way. I just, had to make the point be known to address the fact that, what my money does for my relationship, whatever that might be, would not dictate or reflect anything that goes on in hers. I don't think she liked that because I changed that energy back to originally where it came from. I have no problem doing that. If I'm going to start the drama and I'm going to come with it, then I got to be prepared to go ahead and fire off and for it to come back on me. And all of us should be the same way. So if you're quick to pop off and to make some comments, be ready to receive that information just on your own. Now, this wasn't in taking a negative term. It's just the fact that we have some people who are insecure within their own self, that you'll receive anything that comes to you so you don't have to do that thing alone. And it's bad. It's bad. That changes the energy and it changes the dynamic of a whole lot of different things, especially dealing with your money. We're talking broken relationships. The mindset is totally broken. Okay. If I can look at this, I'm seeing some comments here on my phone. Appreciate you. Tina's on here. Dr. J, Dr. Lene Javette is on here. Getting it in. Shout out to the ladies who are making time for this one right here. Sometimes your heart needs more time to accept what your mind already knows. And when you're in a broken relationship, your heart is filled with so many emotions. We make so many emotional and rational decisions that in your mind how things are going to operate and how they're going to happen. We're choosing not to receive that because that emotional aspect that is within us wants to dominate and give the most energy. And that's not always the safest thing to do. So when I say that we're talking broken relationships and dealing with this money, I'm gonna stay there for a minute, because you're telling yourself, well, their money doesn't matter right now, and then the potential is going to come out a little bit later. And what you're doing is your emotional aspect is saying, I'm going to see them through it. I don't want to be the one to break their heart. And your mind is saying, well, I've seen this before. I'm not comfortable with it, and I need to cut this shit off right here and nip it in the bud, because I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to see where this goes. But the emotional aspect says, well, this could be a good man. It could be somebody who just needs some help right now. And maybe I can be the one to come in and quote unquote save him out of this situation. False thinking. If it's going to be good for him, give him time to get himself together, man. And if the brother's going to be there and wait for you, and when he's in better position, he'll be there for you. We were looking for men to come in and play Captain Save-A-Ho and the stories that go along with that. But now you've got so many ladies who want to be in that position too, and save a dude as well, and that's not your position. Unless you are a registered nurse of relationships, unless you are someone who comes into the relationship with stethoscope and blood pressure monitoring because you want to make sure all their vitals are in order and have the potential to do right by you, leave his ass alone until something can change. Look out for yourself, man. I get your pillows are cold, and you got to throw your blanket in the laundry to keep it warm on the side of you. Whatever you got to do, ladies. But step back for a minute and let this dude do what he got to do to get his money together. Because the broke cat right here, and I need you to receive this, the broke guy that you think you're dealing with and who, may be better for you in that moment, could possibly be in the way of somebody who's really trying to get to you and see you where you are. But if you're trying to just accept this brother for his potential, nah. Sit back and do yourself a favor. Back up. Talking about broke in relationships. Somebody made the comment, what about dating in the age of COVID? Well, that in itself shouldn't cost you any money at all. If you are using your tools of social media and you are using these things called cell phones and different types of devices that you can communicate with, then it should be possible to communicate with each other verbally first. Get to know that person, man. Make some time. Don't always relate dating to sex and physical touch. You got to get to know this person on a real level, and whatever you choose to do in that relationship, okay? Because what you got to do is you got to put this thing together first, all right? If we're leading too much being physical, and you're leading too much trying to get ass first, and you're leading too much, just trying to spend quality time and not allow yourself to get to know and hear what this person is saying to you, then you put yourself out of the rotation and you do more harm than good. Okay, it's not what you need to do right now. So take the time to just understand that person where they are. How you doing? How are you dealing with COVID? Are you as a person sitting in a situation where you might potentially have COVID yourself? Are you going out and about, or do you work from home? Like where is your level of expectation with dealing with COVID right now? And you would want to do that simply because your health is at stake, right? You have to be in a position to say, listen, man, I need to take care of my body first, even though I may want to get with you and talk to you about certain things. But the best thing for me to do for any situation to get to know somebody better is to make sure that I'm healthy and I'm safe. I've had, this is Thursday? 2 people this week tell me that they have lost somebody due to COVID. A friend of mine actually told me that they lost someone due to COVID that they dated in high school. And we're not that far removed. I mean, it's not ancient times, but you are dealing with the situation where COVID is real. So, man, I get it. People are by themselves and they want to grow and want to get connected to other people. But take some time to just step away and say, listen, man, I need to get to know you from a different level. We can kind of step back. And if they can't respect that and they're trying to push it, that's going to tell you right there, this might not be the person for you. So do like Juvenile said, back that ass up just a little bit and sit back and just let yourself receive that thing for where it is and get to know someone for where they are before we try to dip into meeting somebody face to face. You got to do it for yourself. You want to do that for yourself because it just makes sense for you health wise before we even deal into all that. COVID is what it is, man. It's a real deal. Shout out to that question. I appreciate it. Somebody also said society brainwashes you that the ride or die means paying for everything accepting everything. That is so fucking true. You can't sit back and put all the weight on me or on her to cover everything, because now you are just the bank and they're holding on to you for the baby pleases. It does you no good. It's not healthy, man. It's not a comfortable situation to be in, because now, again, when you're dealing with relationships and good energy, you've got a one that's here that's giving it, that has everything and they can stand, and somebody else is trying to come in and get a little bit, get out, get a little bit, get out. And if one is paying for everything, what is the other one doing? Right? Are they just sitting back and just trying to receive, or trying to make that come up, or in just a little bit I'll be a little bit better? Now, that's up to you, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to hold that and you need to be sitting back and allowing that person to just kind of, quote unquote, mooch off of you and get a little bit more out of you, fine. That's on you. But listen, eventually that shit is going to drain you to the point to where you're going to be frustrated and tired for whatever reason. It's not to say it's that person's fault. It can come a time to where you yourself are just going to be tired. You're going to be drained. You're going to need some energy to replace that which is out of you. And guess who you cannot go to? Because they have not been showing you that they're able to replenish anything with you right then and there. This is real spit, man. Shout out to the questions. Let me sip on a little Gatorade because, yeah, I was dehydrated earlier. And I was put out this group. I find that to be freaking hilarious. The call-in number is 847-474-5433. Again, 847-47-iLife is the chime-in number to hit me up. Shout out to my friend Chantel in the greater Kansas City area. Good to see y'all on here chiming in, man. Show some love, show some likes on this particular topic. We're talking about broken relationships, and also being broke in these relationships. So if your mindset isn't right about what you're doing or where you think you're going or who you are potentially involved with, chances are that shit's not going to last too long. Your relationship will be better off if y'all shared a bottle of prune juice. Just let it get in, marinate for a minute, and let all that shit go and get out. It's not going to last long. It's not going to be worth it. It's not. We had a comment in this post, and I want to be able to share with you all openly about this. Man, I wish I could find it. Again, I was put out of the group because I said I wanted to talk about this and talk about some of the things that were in there. Well, people were embarrassed. Well, what's there to be embarrassed about? What's there to be shy about? If you know that you meant the comment that you said and you felt honest enough about that, then stand on your word. You're putting yourself in a position where I'm able to call you out, right? If I can call you out for the truth that you said that you own, and now you want to put me out of this group, come on, man. Is that a reflection on me in a negative light, or is it vice versa back onto the group? Think about what this thing is for real. So if we're looking at on a financial level, yes, there is most situations. I talked about this on Tuesday. The average median income in a household is roughly about $68,000. Now, that does not say that's one person. That's meant to say for the entire household. The average median of the household is $68,000. Now, the median means it's in between the high and the low. It's right there somewhere in the middle on the average. I'm not saying that's how much money you make, sir, ma'am. I'm not saying that that's the amount of money that the two of you make together. But if you really look at it, if you want to see the partnership of what it is, you have 68,000 over here, which is 34 from this person and 34 from this person. and you as an individual living in this day and age on less than $35,000, and you are older than the age of 35 years of age, not much you can do with that. So if you want to bring somebody else into this equation and you are financially struggling at some point in your life, it's not going to happen. Shout out to my man Gerald Walker, who's watching right here. Gerald is a great guy. He can contest to this. Gerald has a book out, which speaks to most situations, and it was a quote that was stated many years ago. And you have to be able to receive this for what it is, folks. Don't make a long-term decision based on a temporary situation. Once again, I'm going to say that so it makes clear to those who are just now seeing this on YouTube, some of these folks who are just now watching it on Facebook. Don't make a long-term decision based on a temporary situation. You're trying to get with somebody in your relationship because they don't have no money and you see potential on them right now. But down the road, who is that person to you, man, if you're trying to move or make some investments or get that new car? Or even take that vacation once COVID begins to open up and you can travel a little bit more. So think about where you're putting yourself just by bringing somebody else into your life that has no money. Check this out, folks. Now I know where I was going to go. Here's where we are with this potential deal. Man, if Gerald hadn't chimed in on that one, I probably would not have been able to recollect about this topic. So we're talking broken relationships, right? Here's the killer part that got me and that moved me. When I brought up the topic, don't make a long-term decision based on a temporary situation, it resonated something that I saw in this particular post in a group that I got put out of. Yeah, they put me out because this was something that made sense to me dealing with the group. Now watch where this goes. If you, sir, ma'am, right, are dealing with someone that you are not comfortable with and putting down for an emergency contact, why would you want that person in your life long term, right? If things begin to shift and the person that you're dating in your life, and I made this comment, I wish I could show you, but again, I was kicked out of this group. So the comment was made to the group, is this somebody that you could see yourself being long term with and you can use as an emergency contact? If you have to think about this in totality and you're not very sure whether or not you can put that person who has no money as an emergency contact, is that really somebody you want to be next to? Come on, man. Let's talk about this. Let's be 100 with yourself. Be real with yourself on this one now. Can you use this person as an emergency contact if push came to shove and you were not available to deal with this person direct, in some type of situation? Answer that for yourself when you're dealing with money. Now, this is the killer part also that this person said. Another person, I'm telling you, this was a long chat of things that were going on. So we kept talking, and I know I said about the emergency contacts, but I want you all to think about that on the sidebar. Anybody that you're dealing with for any situation, if you cannot use them as an emergency contact, then why are they? What value do they bring to your relationship? You can spend time with them and have fun and do all these other things and want to kick it with them, quote unquote, but you can't use them as an emergency contact. Something's wrong with that equation altogether. So this young lady said income does not equate to money. Somebody can have income, but they don't have any money. And man, I didn't have the heart to respond to that at first. But I had to come back, man. I mean, I was listen, the term income by definition deals with money. So she says, well, if a person doesn't have any income, it doesn't mean they don't have money. They can have income without having any money. No. False thinking. That, ma'am, is fake news. You're not doing that. You're not trying to justify foolishness with wordplay. And people do that, man. They want to lie to themselves about the situation. Well, it's just, he may not have enough money right now, but he's working on it. Well, are you sure about that? Because you could stand on that if you really knew. I think he had good mouth game, and talk to certain places on your body that made sense for the moment, and you enjoyed that person being around. But if you look at it in all totality, if they don't have any money, then that ain't it, man. That is not it. Relationships and energy are always moving and always going. They're looking to grow. If you're in a relationship with anything or anybody and you're stagnant, it's not going to be effective. It's not. It's broken. It's not working, and it's out of order. Let me give you this on a simplistic level, right? You yourself, if you are educated in any way, let's look at K through 10. If you graduated high school, right? Not even looking at a college degree. If you graduated high school, then you know as well as I do, in the United States alone, you've got people who are, going from the first grade to the second grade and the second grade to the third grade. In that relationship of education, there's growth, right? And if you didn't get all what you needed at that time, they either held your ass back, right? Or something's not missing and we can't move you forward. Or you missed this part of it and you moved on, but you still didn't quite learn along the ways, right? There's growth. And that's on the basic level of education. You want to bring a relationship and tie that into something, it's not going to happen, man. Somebody else said that's poor budgeting. True, poor budgeting and living beyond your means. It really is. And look, that stimulus check of $1,200 probably just got you, a couple items that you bought off of Amazon, and a couple things here and there. But if you're out of that 1,200 and you don't have it anymore, and the year isn't over, or you didn't invest that thing and flip it correctly, then chances are that is poor budgeting or just mismanagement, and you just had some free cash you were going to liquidate and move pretty quickly. And maybe discuss that with your significant other who's in that situation. What did you do with the stimulus check? Were you catching back up on some things? Did you flip that thing and invest it, or did you have to help somebody else out with it? Come on, man, let's talk about that. Be real with yourself. Somebody else says they are not accountable. No. Broken relationships, man. If you are broken completely, that we're talking financially right now. And before the show is over, I'm going to get into an aspect where that mindset is going to be totally broken. And you need to see where this thing is coming from before we even get to them dollars, right? If your relationship is broken, unfixable, cracked, damaged, it's not going very well for you. Why would you want to bring something else in or even try to do something different and you haven't rectified that issue? Why? Why are you accepting something that doesn't add value to where you are in your life? It's a good replacement for the missing need of something, but it's not adding more value to your life. If you are someone that is in search of your own transportation, right? You're looking to buy a new Mercedes. You got some money, you want to go ahead and buy a new Mercedes. But in the meantime, you're going to rent this Honda Accord, or you're going to rent this Nissan Altima. Still a full-size car, same size, but it's not yours to keep. But you can drive it for a little while. But in the long run, you see the potential of owning one. But that's not what you said you wanted. It's not going to put you where you want to be, and it's not making your situation better. It's, of course, the payment on the rental car is a little bit less than what you would be paying on a note. But what do you intend to do with that? Look at this for what it is. Again, let's go back to the circumference of your own awareness. Yes, you know all this stuff, and nobody's taking anything away from you, and all your years of knowledge and everything that you've learned about yourself and about relationships. And this is not what that's for. This is not to badger anybody, but what this is about to just awaken your mindset to realize, hold on, man, I got to change the way I'm thinking about this situation. my mindset has to shift just a little bit. And I'm going to have to receive and look at this thing in a different manner. So if I'm broke in my relationship and my mindset isn't right, you heard me say it earlier, your heart needs time to tell you and accept the things that your mind already knows. Because internally, you're not communicating very well with yourself. And if you allow you to have that conflict internally, then what you're going to do is you're going to portray information out to that other person that doesn't line up with your expectations. And what you'll end up doing is just accepting what they're going to bring to you because you yourself aren't making sense. You say you want somebody that's going to edify you and make you better, but yet they don't have the money and the means to do such, right? You say you want somebody that's going to you want to travel with and go to all these foreign places, but yet they don't have a passport. Yeah, you say you want someone that's going to show you how to do new things and introduce you to some new people, but they're a person that kind of stays quiet and is very reclusive. So what are you doing with that? How are you interacting and talking to other people and getting yourself around the kind of person that you say you want to be around? That's a broken relationship with itself. So you have to be able to change the mindset that you have in regards to your own life and your own personality, and to be in a position to receive who really is designed to be in your life for that particular reason. You have folks that are out here settling, man, settling for just the first opportunity that comes through. Because, I mean, listen, religion says you can be tested and the devil will send somebody to you in your space, right? Well, the energy that you're putting out, right? Because we as people, listen, we talk to the issue and we speak to the pain first before we even go out and talk about what's good, right? What do you mean by that, AB? What are you talking about? Now you're confusing me. Well, let me bring this back to where it is, all right? What I mean by that is this. If you're talking to somebody about something that hurts you or that bothers you, the way that you carry the conversation leads off with the pain, right? Guess what this person did to me? They turned around, and when they came over here, and I let them, I don't know, I offered them a drink, and they got up and they didn't wash their hands. And I couldn't believe that they came over my house and didn't want to wash their hands. Can you believe that? You let off letting somebody know that not washing your hands is an uncomfortable place. Rather than even addressing it as the point. How many people do you know that come into somebody's house and maybe they don't wash their hands? Rather than, because listen, the heart will speak about things in a way, but the mind already knows. You already know that you don't like it, but the emotional aspect is coming out first, and you're addressing that. You're talking to somebody because what they're going to do is they're going to respond to the pain, not the true issue. The true issue is, oh, you don't really like people who don't wash their hands first. Okay, that's the issue. But the response goes back to the emotion, and it says, I can't believe they would do you like that. I can't believe they would in your house. Man, I know you didn't take that, because they're talking back to the emotion. So you have to hear this for what it is. And the way we receive information, we put it back out into the universe. You're speaking that thing, and the way you receive the energy that comes back to you, not necessarily going to be, the devil or an angel, but energy is always moving. And the energy that you put out, somebody's going to receive it and bring it right back to you. So if you're putting out airs and you're putting out this energy that says this is, what I want to be and what I want to receive, then you're going to get that back in return. I made a post on social, on Facebook it was, and some of y'all probably saw that, where I asked the question about, are you, if you're showing your body half naked, y'all remember this post, if you show your body half naked, are you yourself, proud of your body, or are you looking to catch? And there's some people that got, defensive in their responses. I don't even know how that's possible. But, if you're a little bit broken in your relationship and you're seeing pain, that's not what this is intended to do. It's just, do you do this? Are you Are you trying to catch something? Or are you proud of your body? Now, if you're proud of your body and you're saying, hey, this is what my body looks like, I'm proud of me and I'm doing this for me, all good, do your thing. Or if you're saying, hey, this is what I'm doing, I'm trying to catch somebody, I want them to see me because, hey, with COVID, you really can't go out like that like you used to. But come and see what I'm looking like now, and maybe I can gain some of that attention. Maybe I can catch me somebody here or there. Do what you do. It's not poking or saying that either one of those is wrong. I just want to know if is it working for you. Either way, there's no judgment. Just what's that seems to be the thing, or something that's kind of popular right about now on these social platforms, and it could be due to COVID. You don't know unless you ask. But what you do is your mindset and your actions and your heart are telling you two different things in totality. So you're not being able to receive that thing the way it is because your body and your mind aren't lined up. And the mindset for what you have is broken, and it's not going to receive somebody in their level of communication speaking to you in that way. This is real talk. Yep. 847 47 iLife is the call-in number. Again, 847 474 5433 to chime in and holler at your boy. I'm talking about broken relationships tonight, being broke and in relationships. You're not together yourself, right? Why are we not together ourselves? And let's go ahead and just be honest with it. There's a level of confidence that's missing. We can't be completely honest about who we are as a person. You're not setting true expectations about what you want in a mate. And you're not giving yourself enough time to truly understand yourself before you get out there and want to include somebody else in your space and in your privacy, and even sharing amongst your peers and your family. So being broke in that regard, just take some time to fix yourself, man. Some of us are out there who haven't healed from previous relationships, don't allow themselves to let that time heal and to get to, let those wounds heal before you spend other energy connecting to other people. I've been guilty of that myself, and I'm pretty sure there's some other people out there who've done that. What you don't want to do is cloud the judgment of not only for yourself or somebody else, because if your mindset isn't right, your thought process isn't right, your relationship is going to be a little construed. It's not going to be right at all. So keep that in mind. I'm watching the elections and the polls that are going on. We got some people out there who are thinking the same way, but I just want to kind of address that and kind of let that be known, because we're still dealing with this foolishness, which is called the presidential election. 2 days later, this thing's probably going to kick off until Monday, if you will. But I mean, that's just going to be what it is. So I wanted to just kind of put that out there, but still at the same time, let people know that when we're dealing with the mindset and the trust issues and confidence that you're dealing with in yourself, you have to allow yourself your own personal time to get to know you and set your own personal levels of expectations before you can welcome somebody else into that threshold, into your space, to your aura, to your energy, to your world, and to your heart. Not going to happen, man. Not going to happen if you continue to not do these things where we need them to be and where you want them to be. So keep that in mind. You can follow me on different platforms. If you see me on Twitter, be sure to respond back. If you see me on Facebook, if you see me on Instagram, holler at your boy. My tag is Andy Brown Speaks. Doing some different things and working with these different tools for a better improvement of what we're doing with our online relationships. So I'm just encouraging folks to make some time to know who you are and know what you expect out of life, and receive that thing to be able to be a better person for anybody that you bring into your life and your lifestyle. Follow your own pattern. We're broken so often in what we're doing in society that we're not looking at the pattern that we create with our own self. If you're breaking up and having issues with people the same way over and over again, then chances are there's something that needs to be corrected in the way that you handle certain things. and how you receiving, who you're receiving, right? I've asked the question many times on social media platforms. Are you attracting what you're attracted to? And you got to be honest with yourself on that, man. Are you attracting what you are attracted to? Think about it. Think about that. It takes far more energy, to leave one relationship and start something new than it does to stay with the one that you're with and try to figure it out. But before you can even do that, you got to be able to rectify self where it is. Before you even try to bring any money to a situation or think about, who you're going to be and try to talk some good game into somebody, you got to get right with yourself. And I'm encouraging people to do that, man. Take some time to really get to know who you are and what your expectations are. And man, look, regardless of who that person is or what you expect out of them, I don't care, man, how fine she is. Ladies, you shouldn't care how good he looks. Don't change who you are for that particular person or individual. That's how we get into these situations of being broke in our relationships. You got somebody that's got some okay money. It ain't the best money. And you want somebody who's got money under control, right? No gambling problems, not much of a risk taker. They make good, sound financial decisions. They take care of their own personal bills and properties, and they know how to invest here and there. Can flip some dollars and don't mind taking you on a trip or two and, buying you nice things on a regular basis. Sounds like a good person who's got a good heart and wants to do right by you. But you'll sacrifice that good thing because this brother over here has the potential. He got time to do sit-ups all day long because he ain't working, he ain't doing much else. He's spending a whole lot more time in the mirror than you are because he's got to make sure he looks good for whatever it is that he's doing. All the pictures that he's taking on social media, all the posing that he's doing, all the time that he's in the gym. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but if that's where your energy is and you're not putting any into bringing any income home, chances are you're going to continue this pattern over and over again. You look good, but your money ain't right. Girl, you super cute, but you're struggling financially, right? You got it going on, but you one paycheck away from being behind that rent and having that phone cut off. But you look good, but you're cute though. Yeah. Your phone bill costs more than your car note. Something wrong. Something wrong. Something wrong. Ain't right. Ain't right. Our priorities are totally different. You can't have good expectations that way. So I'm challenging you. If you're watching this show and you're watching this broadcast, one, share this with somebody who you feel may truly benefit from the information that's being said. That's the first thing I want you to do. The second thing I want you to do is archive this. Put this in your own platform and share it. Come back to it yourself so that you can listen to the words that come out again and again. If you find yourself in a situation to where the struggle feels like it could happen and you're really unsure about that decision that you're going to make, bring yourself back here and just allow this dialogue and this conversation and the words that are being stated here reflect in you some kind of way. So please do that. And another thing I want you to do, folks, for real, is make some time to truly invest in you. We have time with COVID. There are many people who are working from home. Take some time out of your day to do that. The time that you will allocate it for traffic, and that you once were driving back and forth to your job. Take some time to just sit and meditate. Have a better internal relationship with your spirit, with your God, and allow that thing to really sit where you need it to have, because you can't continue making the same mistakes over and over and over again and constantly want to blame others and talk about, man, they They can't get it right. I don't know what's going on, all these folks out here. It's you, man. You're the one that's making the bad decisions. You're the one that's connecting to people who don't line up with what you need in your life. It's you. It's you. So come to terms with you. Get in a place where you can just sit back and receive and not let any outside interference bother you. If that means you got to shut that cell phone off for a minute, do that. If that means you got to get off of social media for a period of time, do that. We'll still be right here when you get back. It's not going anywhere. There's 7, 8 different social media platforms, and they're all going to be right here waiting for you as soon as you get off, right? So take some time to just sit back and just do some self-reflecting. You have to allow yourself time to think, understand what you want, and really just stick by it. Stick to your guns. Because what's going to happen if you don't do that is you're going to find yourself in a situation to say, yes, I feel better. I'm going to get back out here. You're going to go to the local gas station. You're going to see somebody that looks good. You'll try to approach them, and you'll find yourself right back in that same situation again, dealing with broke people because they receive the energy of you being broke right then and there. Not because they look good, right? Lots of people that look good, you don't approach them, but because they had a similar kinetic energy that they connected to, and they receive that energy from you because that's what the like-minded people do. So step out of the circumference of your own awareness and say, look, let me stop whatever this is I'm doing. Let me back up for a minute. Let me get myself together and just shut it down for a moment and get right back in the groove of doing you before you receive anything out there that's going to be broken, that needs repairs, that needs patches, that you want to try to put into your life that doesn't make sense for you where you are in the moment. It's not going to be healthy. It's not going to make you happy. And it's just going to satisfy a need for just a moment that's not fair to you and to that other person. So if you're broke in your relationship, whether you're trying to date somebody that doesn't have any money, whether you're trying to get somebody to just accept you for your potential, or you have a different mindset and you think that, oh, okay, well, this person's different. Maybe I can, see how they're thinking. It's going to help change me and guide me into some place because I don't feel as if I'm comfortable where I am. That's wrong thinking, man. No. Sit down, step back, put your phone down, cut your television off. If you're comfortable reading books, which I am, you're comfortable reading books, read a good self-help book. That's going to enlighten you and put you in a different viewpoint because now your mind has time to think. Now your mind has time to create its own image and see things in a different way rather than what the television tells it, what your cell phone is telling you, or what your mind thinks that you should be doing, right? You've heard the saying, he who controls the printed page, let me say it again. He who controls the printed page controls the thinking of the age. So if you are, and let me give you this example. If you have ever read a book and the way you in the book actually turned into a movie or a film or a short television series, you're going to look at it totally different because the way you envision that book to be seen and for the pages to awaken and to enlighten you is going to be totally different because you're seeing that film from the perspective and the lenses of the writers, directors, and creators of the film. The story's still going to be similar, but they're telling it from their eyes and not yours. So if you're constantly receiving what other people are telling you and how they think you should feel, then you're never going to truly know how you should feel, react, and respond to something based on your own heart and your intentions and your mindset. So again, take some time, man. If that relationship is broken and it needs to have some self-healing, then allow yourself to heal. Step out for a little bit. Just shut yourself down, shut yourself out, change what you're eating in your life, right? Back up away from the pizza, kind of get some fresh fruit, put the burgers down, eat some vegetables, and allow some fresh up, kind of put the scotch down, put the liquor down, put the beer down, and drink some water. It's okay from time to time. You got to rebuild, regroup, refresh, and start over. Doesn't make you a bad person. There's no need to cry about it and be sad. It's a situation where you were broken for the moment. You have to heal, you have to repair, and then you can move on again. If anybody out there has ever broken a bone in their body, that bone had to sit in a cast, right? You couldn't just go back out there and do what you were going to do and continue doing that thing over and over again. because you're going to continue to cause more pain, more frustration, and that thing is going to be what? Deformed. It's not going to be right. It's definitely not going to be helpful or be used the same way as once before. But if you sit it down, step away, wrap that thing up in a cast, give it time to heal, to get back in the groove. Sometimes it comes back a little bit stronger than before because it had time to adjust and heal and get lined up for what it's intentionally used for, right? If you've broken your leg before, it took you a while that you want to, kind of put some weight on it because you felt a little bit stronger and you wanted to, flex the muscle a little bit, but you had to take your time, right? Even in rehabilitation therapy, they're going to put you in situations where you can use some of these muscles and some of these tools, but you have to take your time to make sure that they only not activate and operate correctly, but they can operate a little bit stronger, a little bit better. So do your relationship the same way. If you find it is broken right now and you see some room for improvement and it's totally broken beyond repair, the mindset is broken, you're receiving thoughts like, a man's going to make you happy if he makes less money than you and doesn't have any money, let that go. I don't even know. That post just turned me off. And when I responded again, I got kicked out of this group, y'all. They put me out of the group because I responded and what I said was spot on. Can a man make a woman happy that doesn't have any money? Absolutely not. And why should he try? No, it's not the man's responsibility to make that person happy. You should be happy in your own right before you even get into a relationship, right? You got to know what you expect before you even get into that situation. So think about what that is. Shout out to my man Todd Park for watching and giving some time to the platform. But be sure, folks, that what you're doing is you're allowing yourself to take some time away from all the foolishness that you see out there in this world and come back and allow your body to heal, your mind to heal. You got to do it. You got to do it. Don't sit out there and be the one that keeps going through the same silly mistakes over and over and over again. That's just first class bullshit over and over again. And you yourself become somebody that people want to stay away from because you're concerned, right? Or can't get right. You can't keep relying on the stuff you did, back in 2001, but you have to be able to say that I've changed, I've gotten better, made a few mistakes, but I want to make this next relationship work if that's what you have to do. But change your mindset about yourself, man. Change your mindset about who you are, what you're doing, and you'll begin to see things change for the better over time. So I'm going to wrap the show up a little bit early, man. I got some things I got to get taken care of personally. And also want to just follow back up and see what's going on with this presidential debate. So I'm getting a whole lot of text messages that are commenting about this show, man. I thank you for your audience. I thank you for your time, man. I thank you for tuning in, for keeping it real, man. And as always, man, hit some likes, hit some loves, share the link, share the information, and know that I'm going to be with you each and every Tuesday right here, Central Standard Time from 7 to 8:30 p.m. in most cases, but I'm going to wrap up a little bit quick today. Got some personal things I got to do before the weekend gets here, and I want to make sure that I get them taken care of and, get some stuff in order on my end. See, like I'm saying, man, you got to be able to take care of you and move forward. But this probably be the first time that I wrap the show up early. I want everybody to be able to get some insight and be true to getting some good game. That's what this is all about. So, in parting, I'd like to say I definitely appreciate everybody for making time. As always, you make the show what it is. If you got some good insight tonight, just do me a favor. Tell about, 5, maybe 6 more people. Don't be selfish. Tell 5 or 6 more people to tune in with you on Tuesday as I come back with some more hot topics. Your topics are welcome. If there's something that you want to hear discussed, you know where to find me. Hit me up at Andy Brown Speaks on this platform that you're watching right here, on Instagram, on Twitter. I'm going to be available, and I want to hear from you. And always be honest with yourself, folks. Be sure to watch what's going on with the presidential election. A lot is riding on this, but I warn you and caution you not to break camp, not to live in fear. There are people out there that probably want to cause harm, but don't live in fear. Don't give way to that type of behavior. Stand your ground, stay who you are, be true to yourself, and whatever happens with that situation, don't let it affect you directly, but just realize where you are in a state of mind to receive yourself in a better light. You can always grow. You can always get better. The rose can grow through the concrete. So don't think that you're exempt from that factor too. So just want to say thank you. Go Mob to my frat. Good night to my family. And I'm gone. This is your main man, Andy Brown, signing off right here on the Online Happy Hour. Good peace. Good night. And I'm out.